Welcome to Spanish Learning Hub. Today, you will take a beginner Spanish quiz. There are 30 questions. For each question, I will say the English word or phrase. You will have a few seconds to guess the Spanish. Then I will give you the correct answer. Keep your score and comment your result at the end. Can you get 30 out of 30? Let's begin. Round 1. Easy Spanish words question 1. How do you say hello in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is hola. Repeat, hola. Question 2. How do you say goodbye in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is adiós. Repeat, adiós. Question 3. How do you say yes in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is sí. Repeat, sí. Question 4. How do you say no in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is no. Repeat, no. Question 5. How do you say water in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is agua. Repeat, agua. Question 6. How do you say coffee in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is café. Repeat, café. Great job. That was round 1. If you got all 6 correct, you are doing very well. Round 2. Basic Spanish phrases question 7. How do you say good morning in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is buenos días. Repeat, buenos días. Question 8. How do you say good afternoon in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is buenas tardes. Repeat, buenas tardes. Question 9. How do you say good night in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is buenas noches. Repeat, buenas noches. Question 10. How do you say please in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is por favor. Repeat, por favor. Question 11. How do you say thank you in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is gracias. Repeat, gracias. Question 12. How do you say thank you very much in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is muchas gracias. Repeat, muchas gracias. Excellent! You have completed 12 questions. Keep your score. Round 3. Useful beginner Spanish question 13. How do you say how are you in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is ¿Cómo estás? Repeat, ¿Cómo estás? Question 14. How do you say I am fine in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is estoy bien. Repeat, estoy bien. Question 15. How do you say and you in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is ¿y tú? Repeat, ¿y tú? Question 16. How do you say I don't understand in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is no entiendo. Repeat, no entiendo. Question 17. How do you say I am learning Spanish in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is estoy aprendiendo español. Repeat, estoy aprendiendo español. Question 18. How do you say speak slowly please in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is habla despacio por favor. Repeat, habla despacio por favor. Great work! You are now halfway through the quiz. How many did you get right so far? Let's continue. Round 4, Travel Spanish question 19. How do you say where is the bathroom? In Spanish, think about your answer. The answer is ¿Dónde está el baño? Repeat, ¿Dónde está el baño? Question 20. How do you say where is the hotel? In Spanish, think about your answer. The answer is ¿Dónde está el hotel? Repeat, ¿Dónde está el hotel? Question 21. How do you say, "Where is the airport?" in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is, ¿Dónde está el aeropuerto? Repeat, ¿Dónde está el aeropuerto? Question 22. How do you say I need a taxi in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is, necesito un taxi. Repeat, necesito un taxi. Question 23. How do you say I am lost in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is, estoy perdido. Repeat, estoy perdido. Question 24. How do you say, how much does it cost? In Spanish, think about your answer. The answer is, ¿cuánto cuesta? Repeat, ¿cuánto cuesta? Excellent. These phrases are very useful for travel. Only 6 questions left. Round 5, Café and Restaurant Spanish. Question 25. How do you say I want coffee in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is, quiero café. Repeat, quiero café. Question 26. How do you say I want water in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is, quiero agua. Repeat, quiero agua. Question 27. How do you say the menu, please, in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is, el menú, por favor. Repeat, el menú, por favor. Question 28. How do you say the bill, please, in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is, la cuenta, por favor. Repeat, la cuenta, por favor. Question 29. How do you say it is delicious in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is, está delicioso. Repeat, está delicioso. Question 30. How do you say no, thank you in Spanish? Think about your answer. The answer is no, gracias. Repeat, no, gracias. Final score, great job. You completed the 30-question beginner Spanish quiz. Now count your score. If you got 0 to 10, you are just starting. Keep practicing. If you got 11 to 20, good job. You know many useful Spanish words. If you got 21 to 27, very good. Your beginner Spanish is improving. If you got 28 to 30, excellent work. You did amazing. Comment your score below. For example, I got 24 out of 30, or I got 30 out of 30. Save this video and try again tomorrow to beat your score. Thank you for watching Spanish Learning Hub. Subscribe for the next lesson where we will learn more useful Spanish phrases for real conversations. See you in the next video. Gracias y hasta luego.